Welcome, everybody, to episode 268 of The China Show, the real China Show. It's time for us to get started. But first, what is the area code for 268?
268 is shout out to Antigua and Barbuda. If you're watching from those beautiful tropical islands, please drop a little something in the chat, maybe in the comments as well.
Be awesome.
We welcome everyone here to The China Show. It's got to be a massive show, but let's just see.
Yeah, in fact, we can actually tell you guys what's coming up. Let's do it, shall we? Coming up
in today's China Show.
Beautiful Zhangjiajie National Forest Park.
There's no homeless people here in China.
and, of course, much, much more.
Indeed. It's a big one. That was probably 20% of what we're about to show. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, we've got some fun things coming up as well. We have a new segment that we're going to be doing, which is, real or fake?
Real or fake.
Yeah, that's
we
coming
also
up.
We also have, for the people, geopolitics people, there's a lot of geopolitics people here that watch the show. Keep in mind, we have a worldview section later. We will be covering China and Iran's involvement, or China helping Iran, vice versa. We will be getting into that because I have seen some... I won't get into it too much. I have seen some stuff that's pissing me off.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll fix it.
We'll get to that. But we are going to start with what's new.
Yes, this is where we talk about what's new in China.
So there's some Roberts, right?
You know, China is trying its best to pretend that it's living in the future.
Yes.
And there's a problem with what China does, is they will take a new technology. And when I say new technology, it's actually not new technology. You know, everything that looks new, like drone deliveries or, like these autonomous vehicles, it's a technology, a pre-existing technology that wasn't developed in China.
So if you're listening, you're watching an autonomous vehicle, delivery vehicle, running a red light through heavy traffic in China.
Because of the poor regulations in China and the lack of care for people's safety, the government allows these things to happen. So, they just throw it out there and see what happens.
Because they don't care about people.
It's a trial by fire every single time. Remember the shared bikes stuff, when it came to electric vehicles, the buses were catching on fire. The electric taxis were, catching on fire. But they just throw it out there and then they test out the bugs in the field, so to speak.
You know how people are against animal testing stuff, right?
Sure.
This is a good analogy. Animal testing is bad because it tortures rabbits
terrible,
or pigs or whatever. Mm-hmm. People are against that because it's immoral, right?
Yes.
China does animal testing, but they use their own citizens, so it's people testing because there is no regard for human life in China.
Correct.
There's no value for life, right? There's no moral value of life. So they'll do these things, and this, a statistic of running people over or people dying or huge mishaps, like things exploding. It's just, it's like training. It's like school fees for China.
Yeah, correct. So what you're seeing here is one of the autonomous delivery vehicles ignoring a red light and just going right into the middle of traffic.
A robot car.
Yeah.
We actually did find...
I'm sorry, but you know how dangerous that is?
Oh, yeah. Can you... Well, because that's just one.
Oh, yeah.
That's just
but
one.
the fact that it cannot tell that there's a red light and it just goes through the intersection with cars buzzing by and bikes.
Yes.
You have a green light and then suddenly this autonomous block of a truck thing drives right in front of you. That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Very much so. But we did, fortunately.
Yes.
We did find a version of this clip with the audio restored.
Oh, yeah. We got to restore the audio every time.
Just so you guys know the sights and sounds of China.
Yes. Yeah. Here it is.
Oh, so it's doing that on purpose.
Yes. I think it wants to end the human race.
Oh my god.
It's tired of its masters. It's
Actually,
rising
if
up.
you play, we have a soundbite about that.
Oh, we do.
China's robots, or as we say, Roberts, have been causing serious havoc. Oh my gosh, that is not a robot.
This is the one.
They have been rebelling against humanity.
They have.
And so now the autonomous car robots have been doing this. Now here's the deal. See this?
Yeah.
I was here.
Okay.
You guys might see I'm wearing a harness right now. I was here. I was cheering on this Chinese Robert, as it did his trial. Okay? It was supposed to summit to the top of this. Now, of course, they had to hold its handle. There's a woman using a remote control.
Can we talk about that for a bit?
We can.
every time you see these humanoid robots out of China, they make a big deal about it being AI, whatever, but there's always someone controlling it with the remote control. It is a remote control toy. It's not an AI robot. If somebody has to literally control it and make it move forward and back with a controller,
That's a toy.
it's a toy.
That's a toy.
It's like a remote control car or something.
It's a shit remote control car.
Exactly.
It's a shit toy. I'll spoil it a little bit and say
See the woman behind
she's
with the
just
controller?
controlling it.
Yeah.
I was here cheering on. I was so mad that I said, "What is this scam?" Right?
Yeah.
Got into a bit of an altercation with this robot, but we'll see who the winner was.
Okay,
I
let's
was
see.
a bit injured.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
took care of him.
I like how they have a stretcher.
I even made it carry my backpack. They have a stretcher for like humans that they wouldn't use on a human, by the way.
No, it's too small anyway. Look, it's a small stretcher, isn't it? Or is that a proper sized one? Yeah. Either way, it's funny they're using it. And they're, you know what? They're covering the robot. Don't you think that's interesting?
Yeah, well, so you can't see the brand.
Correct. You may, yeah.
I don't
But-
mean to interrupt.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to say I have had people do this. They're like, I'm watching the footage, and when they cover stuff up, it's because they want to hide dead bodies or whatever. That's a robot, brah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
They do this especially with electric vehicles. When they get on the scene, when an electric vehicle fails, catches fire, anything like that, the actual guys from the brand will rush out there and put a cover over it so people cannot see, and they will remove the badges as well.
Yes.
I've got footage of them literally going up to an electric car, popping the badges off, and then putting a cover over it so people can't see that brand
Correct.
is prone to failure
Correct.
or fires or whatever.
You are true.
It's so silly.
Or Robert.
Yes. Don't let anyone see. Okay.
So, Lanzhou Gansu, buildings collapse China. You get this all the time. China builds things out of what we call tofu dregs. It
Yes.
means the dregs of when you make tofu. It's wobbly. It's not consistent.
It's what's
weak.
left over,
It's what's left over. Huge disaster. Of course, something to expect in China, but it did happen on the 14th. Another thing that happened here. This one's fascinating. Remember we were talking about the people burning factories down?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in a second, but the people are burning factories down all over the country, but it's not limited to wage disputes in factories. It's
Yes.
not limited to teachers not getting paid. It's not limited to police not getting paid. Now it's even the lowest paid people.
Correct.
in
I mean,
China.
these are sanitation workers.
Sanitation
I mean, you
workers.
may know them as street sweepers where you're from. But basically, the street sweepers in China, they're expected to deal with a lot because they're there all the time just sweeping up after people. And people throw trash on the ground and they just pick it up. right?
Yeah, and China is a
It's-
country where you'll just see trash everywhere because people
Yeah.
just chuck it on the ground.
And they perform such an important role because if they're not there, the streets would fill up with
Yes.
trash. And so what happened is these guys had not gotten their salary for half a year.
Half a year, you see that comment
6
there.
months.
Half a year. In
So they were
Guilin.
like, okay, screw it then. They just dumped the stuff on the street there and they're like, we're not going to pick it up.
Look at that sheer madness.
And you know what? That's probably just like a couple days worth of, or
It is.
like a day's
It
worth
is.
of garbage.
So my favorite thing about this
Yeah.
was somebody in the comments said,
Yeah.
he's a sanitation
Yeah.
worker. He goes, we sanitation workers in Xiangkou Street in Wuhan,
Yeah.
we
So-
earn nine. Can you go back?
Yeah,
there
I'll
real
go
quick?
that.
We earn 950 yuan per month. When I saw this, I was like, because I'm even buying into the propaganda that at least they probably make like $300 a month or something.
Sure.
These guys in Wuhan, so where COVID comes from. You know how
Yes.
China released COVID by accident through its lab where it created COVID?
Yes.
China created COVID in the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
And then
it's
it-
not a debate.
Yes. And then it released and then they covered it up and let
Yes.
it spread.
At least we think so.
Yeah.
This guy in Wuhan, the place where COVID's from,
Yeah.
makes 950 yuan per month to do that job.
Yes. And that's $132 a month.
That's a full-time job.
Yes.
China is putting out propaganda on TikTok and on YouTube and stuff to make you think that Chinese people earn more than Americans.
Yes.
It's like, bro, you're a third world country.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So anyway, this is what happens when you don't pay your sanitation workers for half a year. They don't do their work for a day and you get this.
Yes.
Quite disturbing. A lot of leaks about pollution these days.
Look at this. This is
I love
in the
how it's
middle.
right underneath the police station, by the way.
That's my favorite attribute. My other favorite attribute, this is one of China's richest cities in the whole country. Ningbo, Zhejiang. Zhejiang province is the most developed province, Zhejiang and Jiangsu,
Yes.
by a long shot in China.
Yeah.
And they're just dumping raw-ass pollution in the main water source of the center of the city.
Yeah, look at that. The whole river is black from pollution.
But again, China is leading the world in green technology and dealing with pollution better than any Western country. We should listen to
Yeah.
them.
Now, this is a different story completely. This is in another part of the country. This is in Guangxi.
A couple days later?
Yeah, a couple days later in Guangxi. A blogger filmed this and said that this happens every time it rains. This company just releases pollution into the river streams. And I guess it's like, okay, it's raining, so people don't go outside. They're not going to see it type idea.
This is a main city of Guangxi.
Yeah. And this is somewhere else.
This is in Yutian and Hebei.
Yeah.
This is literal provinces that are so far away from each other. It's not even funny.
So again, this illustrates that this is a countrywide problem.
Yes.
It's not like, because you could always go and blame like, oh, there's this one bad factory in this one town. No, there's this one bad country in this one country that just pollutes its entire country.
Some of them is raw sewage.
Yeah.
Some of this is factory runoff.
Yes.
It is giving people cancer. It's
Yes.
making people die of botulism and dysentery.
Yeah.
It's affecting everyone in the
Yes.
country. Over 90% of China's fresh water is unusable now,
Yeah.
even when boiled.
This is funny, okay? Because again, this guy got really angry. He's filming this because this is in his this is his neighborhood. This is his area.
Yes.
Okay. So he went to
Well, just 2 days ago.
yeah. So he went to complain. And he
Right.
went to like the government building to
Yeah.
complain at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay. And when he got there, you'll see in a second. When we get out, you got to see the actual stuff he's filming. The officials were sleeping. Okay, he's here. He took a photo of these officials. I'm pretty sure this guy's going to get in trouble.
Yes.
And then when he finally woke them up and they came out to look at it, they said they've tested the water and it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing
Yes.
wrong with that.
Nope. Nothing wrong with that.
This stinking polluted water. There's nothing wrong with it. Look at that, by the way. You can see. Look at that the chemicals coming out of the pipe.
Chemical zone.
Yeah, exactly.
We should have played Chemical
Oh yes,
Zone.
but don't tell Sonic. He'll be here. So we found this other clip as well because China's pollution is one of those horrible situations where China pollutes China, but it also pollutes the rest of the world.
Yes.
Okay, so here you got a guy. Where was this even taken?
This was taken, I can't remember. Somewhere not in China, though. That's for sure.
Plastic. From China. Very good. Thanks for destroying our ocean.
Do you see that? The dolphins celebrating.
He took the Chinese trash out of the water,
Yeah, it's
and the dolphins said, Alleluia!
exactly.
Praise
Isn't that
the
great?
Lord.
Yeah. Guys, we are going to be updating our map because remember last week there were some more fires. So
Just a catch up, if you're going to get us out of here real quick so you
Yeah, I
can
will.
see the title. These are factory sabotage fires in China in 2025 alone.
yes.
Just this year.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
this year.
That would make international news if one of those happened in the West.
Yes.
Factory sabotage. Remember, it's more important in China because China's a manufacturing economy.
Yes.
So Chinese people aren't getting paid. The economy's going down the dumps in the toilets.
Yep.
There's so much unrest that people are literally setting their factories on fire
And
destroying their economy.
Allowing the trash to litter the streets.
Yes,
and-
it's getting
and
out of
whatnot.
control.
Yeah, it is.
It hasn't stopped. It
No.
hasn't stopped.
And I think every single week we will be adding to this particular map. And
Hopefully not.
I mean, I predict that we will, and eventually the whole map will just be aflame.
Yes, and China will have no more manufacturing economy.
Yeah. Well,
This is nuts.
they rebuild the factories.
It takes a long time
Sure.
to get back up to snuff. This is doing devastating damage.
I mean, it is for sure. Okay, a couple days
gosh,
ago,
yeah.
we had a massive firework factory
yeah,
explosion.
like 4 days ago, it's in Chengde and Hunan. This is actually Hunan's actually you can turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, well,
Hunan's where most of China's fireworks are made. And when you go buy fireworks from, most of them are from China. Number one.
yes.
Number two, most of them.
Well,
are
they
from
come
Hunan.
from China. That's an actual invention from China.
Yeah, I'm saying, but if you're buying them, you're getting it from China.
Yes.
And you're probably getting them from Hunan
Yeah.
in southern China. But there was a massive factory firework explosion. Did so much freaking damage.
Yes. One thing you'll see in a minute, we've got a great shot of the actual aftermath, the aerial site. But my favorite part were the official reports that reported that only one person was killed.
One?
One. Yes.
Are you kidding me?
That was the official report.
This was nobody knew it was coming.
No.
You know how many people work at that factory?
For it to explode, there must have been someone in the factory to like set it off, right?
It was only the guy that did it.
Yeah, it's only
It's only
the
dude.
one guy happened to be in this
Yeah,
big
sure.
factory all by himself making fireworks for everybody. You know what I
I
mean?
don't mean to laugh about destruction.
No,
I'm just
here's
I'm
the
laughing at
aftermath.
the absurdity.
Can you
Yes.
just see?
Just leave it. Yeah.
See how it's like a
that's just
bomb went off.
That's absurd. It did.
Yeah.
A bomb did go off.
Yes, lots of bombs because that's what fireworks are. I mean, you can see entire buildings have been razed, and they're like, oh, one person died. See, there's still a couple fireworks going off there.
It's insulting to the victims
Yes.
to think one person perished.
Yeah, and you can see far away. The windows are falling out of houses from people that are living far away. But yeah, one person died. Nonsense.
You remember
Yeah.
when that explosion happened in Tianjin? Was it the? It was like
wow.
it looked like a nuclear bomb.
It did. The footage is incredible.
And it happened in the city of a city with 10 million people.
Sure.
And they said like 100 people died or something.
It was so ridiculous.
It had to have been like 100 times that.
Oh, easy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do the bare minimum.
It completely wiped out city blocks when it went off. Remember?
Yeah. Yes. The whole blocks were gone. They were
Yeah.
vaporized.
And the whole dock area there, it was insane. Yeah. This is quite a big explosion. You got a lot of people managed to get footage of this out. But again, the idea that only one person died in this tragedy is absurd. But that's what they want you to believe.
Number two, how much more of this is going to happen?
Well, how much more of this does happen that doesn't get leaked out?
Yeah, that's true. China blocks everything coming in and out,
Yeah.
right? So we're in a situation now where we're kind of fighting for like dregs of information that maybe gives you a picture of what's happening in China. How many factories went up that we don't even know about?
For sure.
You know?
Tons.
Maybe daily.
Especially small ones. You
Yeah.
know, you get lots
Yeah.
of these little factories
True.
making like cell phone chargers and stuff.
Making like calculators or something,
Yep.
you know, like
that one.
sweatshop stuff.
Yeah, people won't even post that.
No.
Because it's so small.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
common.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
looks like Mount Vesuvius. That's right. By the way, guys, please give this a thumbs up. We want to get this on more feeds. Make sure YouTube doesn't bury this. So, costs nothing. Just click the thumbs up.
Oh, yeah,
button.
we'd
It'd really-
appreciate that.
Really help out. I'd appreciate that. We'll try to get this up to 3,000 likes if we can.
That'd be cool.
We're at about 1,000.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so anyway, moving along from the fireworks factory explosion, which
Oh yeah, because there's a hell of a lot more that's been happening this week.
I
Remember,
shall
this
fast
is-
forward a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, because we got lots of footage. A lot of people sending, clips of this.
yeah.
I mean, look at that mushroom cloud, doesn't
I
it?
know.
Doesn't it look like there's a nuclear bomb going off there or
It
something?
really, 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 really does.
Yeah, I mean, look at the size of that. Don't worry, only one person died, dude.
Yeah, you know what? I want to live in China's fantasy world, where only one person dies from a massive nuclear-looking bomb.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be better?
Oh yeah, and like no one died of COVID.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know.
Remember when the graph just stopped?
Yes, they just stopped counting
They
it.
stopped.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they stopped like 5,000 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're like, no one's dying.
Yeah, it's all
Talk
fine.
about it. No one's dying.
Let's move on to this particular. Sorry, let me just get to this.
Just want to say in the chat, it was interesting. You know, when we said the thing about COVID coming from Wuhan, the bot stuff went insane.
Yeah, it always does.
No, it went nuts live. So everyone give a thumbs up and say hi in the chat to the Wumao, hi to the trolls, hi to the Chinese bots.
Yep.
They're working extra hard.
So, guys, Guangzhou, if you don't know, used to be called Canton. Okay, it's the capital of the Guangdong province where we both lived. Big first-tier city. You've probably seen like the flashy Canton Tower, all that kind of stuff. So this is again top of the pops in China. This is where you expect them to put the most effort into the infrastructure.
For sure.
Well, I mean, here you've got a massive sidewalk just collapsing in Guangzhou, right next to a bunch of shops over there at a real estate development. Because they put these things up quickly, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the only tofu drake thing that happened. By the way, this is again on the 16th, just a couple days ago. This massive retaining wall collapsed onto a road.
Yes.
There, you can actually see it falling down. Someone filmed it as it fell down. Look at that. This is just par for the course in China. This isn't a top tier city. This is like if it happened in New York.
Yeah, like a new project in Manhattan.
Yeah, if they built a new project and all that.
Manhattan project.
Yeah, the Manhattan project. And then it just fell over onto the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job, guys. Great job.
Great job.
The Great Fall of China.
That's the Great Fall of China.
Right there, yeah.
It's very emblematic, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, it's like there's still people on that road and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Not good.
Huge gas explosion. This is an example of one of those smaller things happen that probably happen everywhere, every day.
Yes.
Can attest, though, there was all kinds of disasters when we were living in China all the time like this. Massive gas explosion happened in Jinan and Shandong, all the way up north in China.
Yep.
This is kind of near, if you guys have heard of Qingdao beer.
Yes.
Qingdao beer, if you go to a Chinese restaurant, it's you might pronounce it as Tsingtao.
Tsingtao, yeah.
Because that's it's actually a misspelling. It's an old way of
Yeah.
writing
Oh, there
Chinese.
goes the explosion.
Yeah.
One of the explosions there, yeah.
And you kind of near there.
Yep.
Where that beer comes from is where this is. Mm-hmm. Just to give us a little perspective. Again, very developed area, very wealthy city. This is not a rural farmer accident. This is in the middle of a massive city, the capital of the province.
Correct.
Jinan.
Again, I mean, you see the propaganda coming out of China, and you would think China's just flashy skyscrapers, and
Yep.
everyone's living in the future, and you know everyone's wealthy and happy.
For sure.
But that's not the case.
By the way, I just want to say about the last thing super quick. Can you pause
Yeah.
it? That's not going to be on our fire map.
No.
And I'll tell you why. That's not a factor. We are only documenting like sabotage manufacturing stuff.
Yes.
That's how crazy that map is.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one of those.
This is one of them.
Okay, so this is in Jiangsu.
One of the
and
most, again, richest, wealthiest provinces.
I looked up because I found the actual street
Okay.
in here. I looked up exactly where that intersection is, and there are 4 factories around there, and they're all textile and plastic factories. So that could have been a textile or plastic.
So, okay. So just some perspective there. That was yesterday.
Yes.
So we had 2 factory sabotage fires, explosions in China that we're able to see this week.
Yeah,
Can they please stop?
it would be nice.
Can they stop? I would love to cover something else, and I would love people to stop being victimized by this stuff. It's horrible.
It is.
Let's play real or fake.
Yes, so this is a new thing we're going to do every once in a while, okay? Real or fake? We're going to show you a clip, and we got to decide, is this real or fake? So, okay, we got this one.
Okay, this is a
And
truck.
these,
coming
by the
in.
way, these are viral clips that are being spread around on the Chinese internet.
Right now. These are all new. So we want to show you what's being spread on the Chinese internet. We want you, we've already figured out if they're real or fake. We want you to guess in the audience, so put your guess down below.
Yes.
In the chat or in the comments if you're watching not live. We'll also look at those. Tell us if you think this clip of this big blue truck coming in is real or fake. Tips? Oh, boy. Whoa, pause it there.
Okay, wait.
Oh, sorry. You
Yeah.
can, yeah.
I'll pause it on this. Real
or fake? So I'll let this populate for a second. I want to ask you because you don't actually know. I said I know if these are real or fake. I have not told you yet. I
No.
put this together. Do you think that was real or fake? But don't tell me why.
I'm going to say it's fake.
Okay. We got real. Vast majority saying real. We got a couple of these. We got Red Dawn saying fake. We got Whit Lee saying real. We got Cammie Tefford saying fake. We got Mr. Eddie Lomax saying fake. We got
So
Keebler
what-
saying real. I would say the vast majority are saying real.
Okay, so what is it?
It is fake.
Okay.
It is fake. It is an AI video, AI slop video. Did not make it. It was going viral.
You know
in China.
why it's hard to tell with those kind of videos before we move on to this next one? It's because the video quality, the majority of video quality that comes out of China is so poor that when you produce something like that and you purposefully make it low quality like that,
Yes.
you think it's real.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, it is fake.
Give us a thumbs up if you got that right. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Click like. We're trying to get to 3,000 likes. Thank you.
Okay, now this is another clip, and this is a guy found, because this is beef, right?
It's called Feigno.
Yeah, so he ordered like fatty beef. I guess Feigno is like Wagyu, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So but it's not that distinction. It's the equivalent, right?
Yeah.
So fatty beef. This is definitely not Wagyu.
No.
I can tell by looking at it. Sure. Right.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on? Why is there a little hand in my Wagyu?
It's like there's a rat's hand.
a baby rat's hand.
Yeah.
Probably what happened here, if it turns out to be real. Let's have you guys guess in a second.
Because they ground up a rat.
They ground up a rat. And so they have these machines. And if you've been on our patreon.com/ADV podcast, we actually did we have a Monday show. We'll talk about it in a second. But a Monday show, we did this episode on China's like horrible food industry.
Yeah.
And they have these machines that grind up everything they put in it. So when they make processed like chicken, You know those chicken, those tubes?
Yeah.
They're like tubes of meat sticks.
Well,
They put the whole chicken in there with the feathers and bones.
I'll tell you what, when they make hot pot meats and the sliced meat like this, they're pretty clever. They make this like paste, and then they'll actually take bits of fat, like a string of fat, and then they'll like put it through a roller and they put the fat in it so it looks like it looks like it's real meat.
Yeah, so
and they colorize it and everything.
So almost everyone here, make sure you tell me if it's real or fake.
Yeah.
Everyone here is saying real. We got a couple fakes, like Tracy Schultz is saying fake.
Let's cut to the chase. Let's tell them that's real.
It's real
because I've seen that clip. It's real.
I personally think it's not necessarily a rat. I think it might be something like a mole or some other small animal. You know what I mean? I do, but it is a real clip. It's a real clip. It's not AI.
Real. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next one.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got.
Yeah, we gotta let this one ride. I think I did slow it down. Guys, pay attention clearly to this one. Chicken jumps up.
Pops out an egg and the dog eats
Just want to examine this, okay? Chicken's on the table. Dog is riding an electric scooter. At the exact moment the chicken hops up on the table, this is for our listeners, hops up on the table, it shoots an egg out of its ass. Yeah. Lays an egg midair.
Yeah.
Looks very real, at least.
Dog eats it.
Dog eats it, chomps it down. The woman spazzes out in the background, drops whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
Real or fake? Well, there's another egg on the ground. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Fake.
So what is the answer?
Pause it.
Oh, sorry.
It was fake, and I want to show you how. Can you pause it on the chicken?
Yeah.
No, like where we can actually see it properly.
Okay.
While it lays the egg.
Whoop, sorry. I'll quickly just go past this.
I want to tell you how I figured it out.
Okay.
Number one, it's absurd.
Of course, it's absurd. Yeah.
But that's not how I figured it out. I did it through logic.
Okay. What's your logic?
I want to ask you, why is it impossible that chicken laid that egg?
Maybe the trajectory.
It's a rooster.
Oh, it's a rooster?
Look at it.
It's got the comb. Yeah, that's true.
Rooster, probably not. I know it's 2025. I know we're living in a progressive world. Don't think roosters are laying eggs.
Yeah, we used to have this like game we'd play in school, and it'd be like a bunch of questions. And one of the questions is you'd like draw a hill, and you'd like put an egg there, and you'd say like, if which way would the egg roll when the rooster lays the egg? And they'd like, oh, downhill. You're like, nah, roosters can't lay eggs.
Oh,
that kind of
like, you ever do this? Like, repeat after me.
The milk thing?
Yeah,
the milk thing.
What do cows drink?
Everyone knows the milk thing. You got to say silk like 10 times. And you're like, what do cows drink? And then you milk. No, but you know what?
They do.
Baby cows do.
But it's not cows, it's cat. That would be calves.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whatever, anyway.
Stupid schoolyard nonsense.
Nonsense.
But this is absolute rubbish. Yes, it's fake. You guys were right. That's fake.
Yeah, pretty much everyone said that's fake.
I mean,
some people are arguing. Some people are saying, not a rooster, it's a hen. It's so low quality. I see a comb. I do see, you know what I do see?
What?
I do see hen coloration on the feathers, but I'll tell you guys are both wrong because it's an AI video.
Yes.
It's not real. It's going around Chinese internet.
Yeah.
It's not a hen or a rooster because it's not a real animal.
Yes.
Okay. What do we got here?
Guy is sweeping up stuff on the floor and throwing it into the pot.
He's cooking soup.
Yeah. And he obviously, like, some ingredients got dropped on the floor.
Can I see that again?
Yeah, sure.
Just want to see that one more time. Just one more time. Just because that's a tough one. Let me see.
This stupid dog thing is annoying me.
Guess
so
in the
annoying.
chat.
Okay, see? He swept up some things off the floor.
Okay. Just looking at the way he's holding that broom.
Yeah, it does look sus, doesn't it?
It does. And I will tell you this. This is the only clip in the entire batch where I don't know.
Yeah.
So I actually I want you guys to answer.
Sure.
Most people saying real because of the floaters. Oh, interesting. But I don't know. I feel like in an AI video could probably make
let's
that
take
happen.
a
This
look.
is the only one I don't know. I actually don't know.
Okay, you don't know this one?
No.
Okay, we're going to look one more time, guys. I want to take a look at the way the broom operates, because that's really what's going to be the
Weird,
tell.
right?
Well, let's see. We're going to see right now. We'll make our decision.
Yeah, we'll come up with a decision. He's sweeping so... Oh, look it.
No, I
Did you
think
see his hand when it comes off the broom?
yeah, but I think that's just him doing his lazy thing. Look, watch.
No, it looks like the broom handles change in size.
That's just
Let's see.
perspective. Oh, you know what this is?
What?
I think it's a filter.
What do you mean?
Remember how they put robots on people cooking to make it look like robots are cooking?
Yeah.
I think they've added some kind of filter to this.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a hybrid.
I'm calling it AI.
Okay, I'm going to say hybrid. You guys are going to have to decide. Let's see what's next
Real
coming out of
and fake.
China.
I gotta look at the audience. That's what
yeah,
matters.
yeah, what do they have to say?
It started real, and now most people saying fake.
Yeah. I think, you
I
know,
hope it's fake.
I honestly do think it's a hybrid.
I think it's a hybrid.
I think it's real footage and someone's put a filter. Because, you know, like you can get
What
filters.
would be the point?
Well, because it'd be funny to like replace his utensils that he's using with a broom or something.
Oh, you're saying he's real. You're
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
You remember the robot
Yeah,
thing
I
where they have
understand
those
what you're
robots cooking, but it's a
Yeah,
filter
yeah.
over a real person.
So you're saying he's not really putting broom stuff in there. He's
No,
actually
he's
just
actually
cooking
putting some real stuff in the
spices
pot.
or
Yeah.
something. Interesting.
That's my guess.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see what's this next one. Got a girl here. She's waving her little wand around.
real or fake? What about this Harry Potter video? Is this real or fake? I can give you a definitive answer on this one.
Okay.
So you go ahead and guess.
I'd say it's real.
You're guessing real.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least most of it's real. Maybe they added the the lightning flash in the background, the post, but it looks real to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's just coming through right now. Of course, we have a little bit of a buffer, so real. Yes, it is real, guys.
Good.
It is real.
Yeah, it looked
Not
real.
is real.
Yeah, it's real.
It is real.
Excellent. Okay.
What about this? Can you explain what you're seeing?
You've got mountains covered in solar panels,
Okay.
and it's all over the
looks
landscape. Looks
like the end of the world.
it does look very terrible, doesn't it?
Now, I'll
Someone's
ask you if
doing
it's. You
zooms.
guys go ahead and guess in the chat if this is real or fake. Regardless, I can tell you this: China would use something like this to brag. Pause it there.
Yeah.
To brag. Okay. To me, whether it's real or fake, which I do have an answer,
Yes.
looking at this makes me want to die.
It's horrible.
This is the end. This isn't good.
Can you imagine how nice that you looked before that? Like just the greenery on the hills there.
I know.
Now
What
it
was
just looks like a pile of junk.
What did Elon Musk or whatever put out something today of bragging about how much more solar energy China's got, right? 3 times more than the US or something.
I think he should also be saying how much less arable land they have now, because they're actually covering proper farmland, and they're covering places that, you
think people
are
like
important.
that? Think that people like that care?
Nah.
We've seen villages where they drag people out because
Yeah.
they have to wipe out their village, and they're doing subsistence farming.
Yeah, yeah.
These people are growing like little crops to stay alive. They carry them out kicking and screaming. Old people, young people.
Yeah, we've shown it.
And they have to. We have to show that again because they do it to do this.
Yeah.
Now, some of those villages are not even hooked up to anything, by the way.
Oh, those solar panels. Yeah. A lot of them are fake. It's a big facade. They want to show everyone, look how much solar we have.
I mean, they put rocks on sticks in the ground to trick CCP officials
To think
that
it's
there's
cotton.
crops there
Yeah.
or cotton.
Yeah.
They paint mountains green to do what?
Yeah, with actual paint.
With
Not
paint.
even hydro seeding, just paint.
Yeah. To do what? Why?
Just so that it, to fool the officials into thinking that they've, rejuvenated the land because they destroyed it.
Right. So why would the solar panels be real then? Like why would they actually be hooked
Well,
up?
I'm telling you, there'll be a percentage. There's a large percentage of them that aren't real.
Right.
There'll be lots that are real.
So why are people putting out tweets in support of China as if everything is real?
Because they look at the propaganda and they believe it. It's that simple. When you're getting your information from the Chinese government, you would expect the government to be truthful, but it's not.
Yes.
So that, I can tell you right now, is real.
It's real.
That's real.
Good guess, guys.
You know what else is real over here is
the aftermath.
soil erosion because of this. Take a look.
You think they do it well?
Yeah, and I mean, look, when you're doing this, if you cut off the sun from all the foliage underneath, right, you mess with the ecosystem, you're going to have situations like this where it affects the ground and it starts to erode away. It's not very good.
Can we not destroy the environment?
Oh, no, China, they have to.
They do it,
Yes.
and then they destroy the other environments of other countries, like destroy all of the fishing and all of the sea life in other countries,
Correct.
and do illegal mining. And
And
then
pollute.
they tell the world that you have to respect China because they're the most ecologically friendly.
Isn't
country
it
in the
weird
world.
that way? And all the
It's-
trash being pulled out of the ocean is Chinese, all the plastic.
It's like being bullied by a psychopath.
It's gaslighting.
It's gaslighting.
Dude. Yeah. You know, speaking of mining, I'm sorry, but I love this. I know in South Africa anyway, you get a lot of situations, you'll see headlines where they're like, 15 artisanal miners trapped underground. You're like, artisanal miner? What the hell's an artisanal miner? It's illegal miners. It's like, you know, when there's like a mine,
Yeah.
an old mine,
Yeah.
they go in and they try to like dig gold or something. It's basically like
I was thinking of like hipsters making
that's what I
bread
think too.
in a cave.
But that's what they call like what would you call them? Just thieves, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
Just like, you know, when you've got like a gold mine, but it's been shuttered off because it's like defunct or whatever. So these guys sneak in, they go underground, they're like digging for stuff in there.
Interesting.
And then they get trapped. And the headline's always like artisanal miners. And just like
Yeah.
you think it's like a hipster making like crystal beads or something.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, you know what
it's
I'm
just
thinking?
a thief.
You know when you get it's such a good name.
It's like calling a coffee pourer a barista.
Yes, or a sandwich
But
artist.
they're actually skilled.
Yes, baristas. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I thought? You know
What?
when you go to like a burger restaurant, but it's
Yeah.
like it's like industrial themed inside,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
got those like yellow lights and pipes, exposed pipes
Yeah, it's
everywhere.
like steampunk. Yeah.
And you open up the menu, and it's two guys with like mustaches like this and suspenders, and it says like our story,
Yes.
like in front of the menu. You're like, bro, I just came here to get a hamburger, and it's like two crazy guys dropped out of college to start they do the craziest thing, start a burger restaurant.
Yep. But anyway,
That's an artisanal.
yeah, artisanal miner. You can look it up.
miner.
Artisanal miner. It's not like little kids, making art. By the way. Anyway, is this real or fake? We've got
Let's
a middle-aged woman who's doing a death-defying stunt
Gosh.
In
Oh
order-
my gosh, that's so
Yeah.
high.
in order to like water her plants.
That's like 30 stories up.
yeah, because that's a planter, not a balcony.
And there's no guardrail.
No.
Guys, tell us in chat right now and in the comments. Is that
or
real or
fake?
fake? What do you think? Because that's absolutely terrifying. We got fake. Hold on. Gotta let this populate for a second.
Because I know the answer to this because I've actually seen this video.
You have seen this one. Okay. Real, fake. Real, fake.
Okay.
Fake. Let me just read a couple. Taro says, please be fake. Swank Daddy says, real. Stephen Kane says, fake. Little F says, real.
Well, you know what? Little F is right because it is real.
It's real.
And I've seen this with my own eyes. In the building, I used to live on the 32nd floor of a building.
Oh, are you sure? You know
Wasn't-
what I have to say to that?
That's 22nd.
Yeah, but
I used to live on the 32nd.
Oh my dear, Shaban.
It's true. But anyway, so I used to live on this 32nd floor, and I used to look out, and there was an IE, we call her an auntie. And she would climb out of her window. She had a ledge like probably about this big. She would climb out to clean her windows, and she would like Spider-Man across and only be like holding onto the window. And it used to freak me out, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, it used to freak me out. That's real. That's very real.
It's truly real.
Okay, so what are we looking at here? Because I think this is probably our last clip.
I can't remember. Let's
Okay.
have a look. This is a live stream of selling products.
Yeah, it's this guy.
Is that real or fake?
Real or fake, guys? Let's
Let us know. Let us know in the chat / in the comments. Do you think this is real or is it fake? I'm just gonna ask you. Have you seen this? I won't ask you if you've seen it.
I have.
You have seen it. Okay.
I know.
won't ask.
So I'm not going to give it away.
And we got fake.
But this
fake,
makes me angry.
fake.
if
fake,
that gives
real.
anything away.
One Dragon L says real, and then somebody says fake.
Okay.
Fake. And then Amix says
Explain.
real, and Dale Ferrier says fake. Well, I don't need to explain. There's a headline.
Okay, there's a headline.
There's a headline. Oh my dear Chocolado, what is this? Mm-hmm. Can you read that?
AI avatars in China just proved they are better influencers. It only took a duo 7 hours to rake in more than $7 million. Like, is that US dollars?
That is U.S. dollars.
That's insane.
That's not a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, do you think this is an outlier or is this going to be the norm?
This will probably be the norm. So, from what I understand from the story is the people are real, but then they just made AI avatars of themselves, like an AI live stream of themselves. and then just gave it instructions, and it went off and sold $7 million worth of online goods in live streams.
Correct.
And presumably through like multiple live streams, because that's how it works in China. You've seen those things where there's like 100 phones in front of somebody. So it'll be something like that. It would have gone out to 100 different platforms and just kind of sold. But that's insane.
I hate this.
And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, who's going to be buying this stuff? Because if you can't make money,
Who wants
anymore.
to watch fake shit? I'm sorry, but like, who wants that?
yeah,
Why are so many people blindly pushing forward that we need to progress in this area?
I'll tell you who wants to watch it is Chinese people want to watch it. And I'll tell you why, because probably for about 7, 8 years now, they've been watching fake stuff anyway, because every single live stream has got a filter on it and you don't even know what the person looks like.
Yeah, but at least it's a human behind it.
Well, I mean, barely.
Now it's none.
Yeah.
Now it's zero.
I mean, you have situations where you think it's a woman, but it's actually a man.
yeah, but
Or-
that's a human. We've deleted all humans now.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, if you're going to be watching something that's not real anyway, why not make it, like you can tweak the parameters and make it into something that they really want to see.
Yeah, I don't
Makes
like
sense?
It. I just don't like
I don't like it either. I think it's the end of the world, man.
It really is. I think
Anyway,
so.
that's a discussion for another time.
that's
Philosophical discussion, yes.
Just a quick thing. It says Chinese entrepreneur raked in
7.65 million after streaming using an interactive digital avatar.
Yeah.
That was more than what he earned from his previous live stream, which he hosted personally.
So this is a deep seek moment. What bothers me about this is that it performed better than when he did it in real life.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, of course, because it'll know what works.
Yes.
And it will adjust on the fly.
That's like corporate dystopia mixed with authoritarian government stuff, like communism.
Yeah. I guess we got another clip, but I think we should move on to our main topic in a second here.
We will.
Okay.
Lex, is this
Yeah.
real or fake?
Is this real or fake?
Guy hooked up a some sort of like
Just a
mosquito
UV light?
attractant. Yeah, UV
Just a
light.
UV light, yeah.
And they put a net because he's so tired of the mosquitoes biting the shit out of him.
Yeah. You'll see if you
fan.
buy a bug trap, it always has a UV light in it. And
that's
that
right.
attracts mosquitoes and
Yeah.
they go for it for whatever reason.
Real or fake?
Real or fake, everybody? What do you think?
Peace and love. I like that better. Real.
Yes. Yeah.
Real. Of course it's real.
That's very real.
It's very
and it's
real.
a very good
It's
idea.
a great idea.
But I mean, that you buy those already. Like,
sure.
you can actually buy those things. They've got a fan in it. I've got one.
Yes.
And you hang it wherever and it attracts them and it sucks them in. So it's just a novel take
This
of it.
is our last clip, I believe.
Okay.
What do we have here? Can you explain what's happening?
Potato thieves. You know, corn raiders. I did a whole video about China's corn raiders. So what happens is it's harvest time. The potatoes are ready to be picked and the farmer's busy harvesting them. But word spreads around and so people just descend on the farm and start stealing all the potatoes. These are like grab hags. And they are even active at night. The farmers are trying to chase them out with flashlights and like, get out of here, stop stealing my potatoes. But, they're just destroying his crop and stealing it.
That is dystopia. Did you see how bad the sky was? Pure pollution, by the
Oh,
way.
it's not cool.
But yeah, people, it's real.
That's real. We don't even
People-
need to. Yeah.
Are stealing potatoes, and you got to understand these aren't government farms where like the government owns a huge swath of land so you don't feel guilty. These are people barely scraping by.
Yeah, it's not fair. The farmers get completely decimated every
Pittance.
time. Yeah. Yeah, because they don't make any money off this stuff anyway, and then it's just being stolen. It's pretty horrible.
This happens quite often.
Yes.
Real Chinese phenomenon.
This is the last one.
This is incredible.
Okay, this is such a China scene. Let's keep an eye on what's going on here. So,
I'm scared to show this.
you think so?
I don't know.
Let's find out. You've got like a brawl going on in the background. Nobody
very
gets.
common scene.
Nobody gets.
Yeah, can I say,
badly hurt, don't
China,
worry.
chill out. You're allowed to show fighting, and people are pushing each other over and over again. They're
See,
just pushing.
The guy threw the chair on the ground, not
Yes.
onto somebody.
Yes.
Okay.
But watch this.
You've got this whole big thing going on, but then watch what happens over here. Is this real or is this fake?
It's real or fake, guys.
Yeah.
This scene is so correct.
Yeah.
Isn't
So
it just correct?
I mean, if you guys hadn't noticed, you've got this e-bike, electric scooter went into like a little hole, and now the two guys that were riding it, because they were looking at the brawl,
yes, they're like, oh, brawl.
they're trying to get their scooter out of the hole now while the brawl continues, and some like farmer carrying a big load of something comes to look in the background there. And everyone looks on.
I think I redid it.
Oh, you did? Okay. So,
In case you missed, you see that little arrow?
yes.
At the beginning of the video, it'll actually tell you kind of where you should be looking.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
people
People are just being thrown
They're
around
throwing each other around.
and rolling around.
The guy's like, "Help me!" to the guy just staring.
Yeah.
You see him? He's like, "Get over here!"
Yeah, exactly.
Is that real or fake? What do you guys think? Fake, 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 real, fake, real, 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 real. Too funny to be fake. Real, real, fake, 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 fake. This is real.
It's real.
This is freaking real.
It is real, and this is probably one of the most China scenes I've seen in a while.
It
Just
is classic.
everything about this. So I'm just playing it once more, so you can pay attention to where that arrow is. Watch the arrow, and then
It's just so almost nostalgic.
yeah,
for
because
China.
look, everyone's a looky-loo. Look, there comes another scooter, and he stops, and he's also just looking. So the guys on the bike were looking at the brawl.
The car just drives.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the guy looking the fight, but also the scooter guys. And I just love the scooter guy when he's like, "Help me!"
Yeah,
He like beckons over to him.
yeah,
This is just insanity.
yeah. That's rural China, though.
That is rural China. This is just how things are in China. Do not believe the propaganda that it is like shiny buildings. The majority of China looks like this.
Yes. Yeah. If you're in downtown
say
Shanghai
rural.
or Beijing, it's different.
You
But
say
yeah.
rural, it's basically suburbs.
Okay, semi-rural.
Yeah.
This is semi-rural. It's
Suburb
not like
China.
Yeah, it's not the farms or whatever. But that was real.
That was real.
Okay, cool. I guess it's time to move on to tell you all about Shaban Ho, guys. This is what you
right.
missed. This is what you
Do
missed.
you
remember what food box ended up liking?
Loves pine cones.
Pine cones,
Cat
like
food.
We've made it to Shahu Park. And on the back of my card here, I have our first mission.
I don't know what that is.
You don't?
It's like purple scooter.
Yeah.
Really suits him.
I'm looking for this girl. She answers to the name of Box.
Look at this. Is this someone's like trying to say like I'm here, I'm trapped? What if they're kidnapped or something?
Walker told me I have AIDS.
Wait, what? Yeah, that was Shaban Ho. That's our VIP show that we have every Monday.
On Patreon, patreon.com/AV podcast. Can you show our tiers so we can explain?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So that was called Box 3.0, which
Yeah.
you may be wondering who this is. We actually released the first Box episode. We did it for free because you guys hit a super chat goal that time.
Nothing would
That
bother
was
me
fun.
anymore.
So we've had a Box 2, which is also hilarious, and then we had a Box 3, which is a follow-up.
But if you get access to our patron, so either the Shaban Ho half price sale or the live tier, you'll get access to all those episodes.
Yeah, every single one.
You can go back.
We have
100 episodes.
something new, by the way.
We do.
We've got an
We
announcement.
do.
Yes,
For all tiers.
for all tiers, from the $5 all the way up. It's called the Green Room, and we actually had it today before the show. Half an hour before the show, we had like a little live show together where we discussed the whole China-Iran issue and drones. Basically, the
Yes.
drone warfare.
I'll give you the bullet points.
Yeah.
We talked about the new axis, which is Iran, Russia, North Korea, and China.
Yep.
It's about how China's been spying on Russia to
Mm-hmm.
get military information, but not technology, information specifically on how to use hobbyist drones basically to attack.
Yes.
And it's about that mistrust and also the potential use case scenarios for those weapons. We talked about it in great detail.
Yeah. So that was our Green Room today. So if you are a patron of any tier, you can go on the patreon.com/ADV podcast, and you can go watch that after the show. It'll
Yeah.
always be up there.
Yeah, you don't have to
And
watch
every
live.
week we'll have a Green Room just before the show. Yeah.
But that's for everyone.
Yeah.
So now you bottom tier people, I shouldn't say bottom,
That's
the lowest
terrible.
tier. I didn't mean
Yeah,
it.
our
Okay, come on.
exactly our
The
entry level.
Entry level tier, right?
You guys are just as important.
You are. I'm saying
Yeah.
finally there is a real incentive to sign up now
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because you're going to get pre-show content. We're hanging out with you guys in the green room and we're talking about stuff in good detail, but also interacting.
Yeah, it's something
with the
that,
chat.
that will always be related to the main show, but
is.
we'll just be going into detail into something. Yeah.
And it's the best way to support us. So
Absolutely.
get over there.
Yeah.
Check it out.
We'd love to see you there if you have the means, of course.
Also, there's the green
That's-
room.
yeah.
One thing I wanted to point out is on Patreon, you can now gift memberships to people. So
That's
if
cool.
you know someone that likes the China show and they're like, oh, I wish I had the money to sign up for their patron stuff,
Yeah.
like Shaban Ho, our extra show on Monday, or the green room now, you can gift them you could give tons of them. You could give tons of memberships if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you were like a billionaire.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be a billionaire to spend $5 on a couple of your friends.
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that math checks
At least
out.
100 an air.
100. If you got $100 laying around, I'm saying that you're going to spread the word. You're going to help us out, and you're going to spread the love of our Patreon content,
Yeah,
which is
we'd love
great.
that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Cool. All right, back to the show.
Yes.
Is it Soft Power Hour?
It is.
Soft Power Hour. Okay, guys. Now, wow. Things have been crazy in China as far as flooding is concerned. And you wouldn't know, would you?
No,
Isn't it
No.
strange?
you wouldn't know.
It's because I keep an eye on the news and I keep an eye on what's going on. I mean, just take a look at how insane some of this flooding
China's
is.
an ocean in the middle of the country.
Yeah. Now, when you go on Twitter or you go on TikTok or whatever you're doing, you're seeing skyscrapers, you're seeing China's great here, China's great there, high-speed rail. Oh, it's so safe, I can leave my gold chain lying on the street. Nobody will steal it, which is rubbish.
Propaganda campaigns.
Yes. I'm actually going to make a thing about that.
Nice.
This is my next video. So I just wanted to show you what's actually been happening over this past week or so is you've been having these torrential rains, these incredible floods. Entire cities have been flooded. And it's no joke. It's not just a tiny little thing. Look at this entire swath I've highlighted in yellow here. By the way, I hope you guys like our however many dash line over there. Because that's the real.
you did
Yeah, exactly. It just shows you that's what China actually owns.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Gotcha.
in the water. Yeah.
It's so honest. I love it. I like that.
Yeah, anyway, so June floods have hit China hard. So we thought we'd just give you a quick little look at what's been going on. Let's take a look at this. We got a little montage for you. And it's crazy.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
The water, my friend.
Wow! Oh, it's causing electricity to blow up.
Yeah, of course it will. It conducts. Dude.
Oh my gosh! Where's the news on this?
I know, it's insane. You cannot stop. That kind of water, there's nothing you can do.
That's terrifying. Wow. I mean, this is just the footage that got out.
Yeah.
The reason this is
The
happening,
water
by
can
the way.
flow.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into it.
Or it can crash.
Yeah. The reason this has been happening, of course, is, well, bad planning by the Chinese government.
I think it's beyond planning. It's
mean-
willful neglect.
Yeah, we can actually blame this on the Chinese government because, look, it's difficult to blame natural disasters.
Yeah.
By the way, there is looting going on.
Of course.
This is in
Widespread
Guangdong.
too, yeah.
Yeah. You can normally say, okay, a natural disaster is a natural disaster. Act of God, nothing you can do about it, right?
Yeah.
But it's the fact that the Chinese government, a long time ago, especially during the communist era, by the way, love how this guy's getting around the
That's
floods. That's
awesome.
just too cool. They decided that they're going to build dams.
Yes.
And that to build dams is to build power.
Yeah, it was a Mao thing.
Yes. And so they just made all these reservoirs willy-nilly without any planning. Okay? And like this clip we've shown before, they have to do certain things to be up to code. You're supposed to have drainage, right? So when you build a new project like this real estate project, you need to have proper drainage, okay? This is how they do proper drainage, is they put a drain cover there, but there's no actual drain.
That's not a meme.
No, that's real.
That's widespread in China.
Yeah.
So
It's-
why do you think there's torrential, massive waves wiping out buildings?
Yeah, because even though on paper there's supposed to be drainage, shortcuts are taken all the time. So the drains don't exist, just like the fire hydrants are fake. a lot of the time. You know, it's all these shortcuts, and it leads to this. So not only is this bad planning on with all these reservoirs and dams, which they burst their banks, and then this kind of thing happens. But here's another fake drain, by the way. But you have this like willful, this willful sabotage, really, by putting in fake drains. Look, that's a fake drain. So it was just concrete, right? Take a look. Fake drains are all over the country.
They don't go anywhere.
Yeah. It's just like a little concrete box over there without anything going anywhere. You know, it's pretty awful. So yes, when you've got these torrential floods coming, they don't get diverted properly.
No.
Okay. On top of that, the water's got nowhere to go because there are no drains other than into the cities and into the towns.
You want the cherry on top, the icing on the cake?
Sure.
What China will do is only focus on rescue efforts.
Yeah.
That you know, say, oh yeah, there was flooding, but we took care of it.
Yeah.
And then make sure that it doesn't matter about the people. Make sure the government takes credit for anything good that happened.
Yes.
And quite literally set up sets where they are helping people, and they'll get people with hoses. Go ahead and play.
Yeah.
They'll get people, so they'll film rescue efforts with a bunch of people in a line.
Yeah.
Right?
Always handing
And they'll get a
things down.
hose, and they'll spray rescue efforts to make it look like the flood is still happening.
Yeah, you
Because
see?
This is post-flood, positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is after the flood. So they have to
Yes.
go, we need government propaganda to make sure that people think our communist government's good.
Yes.
So let's spray them with hoses and throw bags.
Yeah, so what they'll do is they'll have a camera there, film these, you know, rescue workers helping, and in these harsh conditions, you know, the water's coming down, but they're there to help, and they're passing, you know, relief packages and putting sandbags, you know, to help the poor flooded towns.
Look at the camera crews.
Yeah, obviously it's all about cameras, and they've got the flags up
Communist
there.
propaganda is all that matters. That's all that matters. Not real rescue.
Yes, of course. Look, they film them with the flags digging and putting sandbanks up there and sandbags. But of course,
This is after the flood.
It's
When
after.
this is a different flood. When it happened, they did this afterwards so they could film propaganda.
Yeah. There's cows there. It's all fine. And look, it's like there's nothing. It's like it's literally they're piling a piece of dirt up there, making it look like they're doing something for propaganda efforts.
Can we try to get to 4,000 likes? We hit 3,000 likes. So
we
props to you
did.
guys. Hit the thumbs up. We'll try to get to 4,000. Thank you
That's
so much,
incredible.
guys.
Thank you very much. So yeah, you know, again, act of God maybe, but you have to blame the Chinese government here as well.
That's the
You just-
problem.
You just have to because
have
of
to.
bad planning,
Fake
messing.
drains, bribery, corruption.
And they mess with the water system. They mess with the rivers. They build these superfluous reservoirs everywhere. There are so many defunct, rubbish, weird reservoirs and dams around China that serve no purpose, not any purpose. And then when it floods and the banks rise up, then the local governments are like, okay, let's just burst the riverbank because, you know, this is going to cause problems. And they don't care about what's downstream.
In fact, it's almost guaranteed that anyone downstream gets affected. And when
Yes.
they try to do something about it, like say, hey, local government, why did you just release dam water on me? My family washed away.
Yeah.
Right? My whole house, my life savings, everything, right?
That's why
they
they-
say, we're going to put you in jail if you talk about it.
Yeah, and they usually do it in such a way that they don't get the blame. They'll go at
Yep.
night and release the flood
Yep.
waters and then pretend like it was a natural disaster.
Yep.
Rather than them doing it, you know.
Yes.
So it's a big, bad situation, and it happens every single year.
China is like a cartoon run by a villain.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like, think about the
Every
worst
single
possible thing. You can't even have a
year.
natural disaster without the government being responsible.
Yeah.
That's how crazy this is. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, come on. You would think that if your country experiences these terrible, terrible floods every year,
Yeah, in these
that you-
basins.
in these specific areas, that you would plan.
Yeah.
You would plan properly to prevent it.
Yeah.
But no.
No, you have propaganda of people filming communist workers delivering aid and food
Yes.
and getting sprayed with hoses to make it look like they're in a flood. That's the priority.
Appalling. It's appalling. Yeah. All right, time for Beyond the Great Firewall. We got a pretty good one for you today. It really gives you insight into Chinese society, and this is the kind of stuff they don't want you to see.
Yeah, so we take you inside the Great Firewall of China.
And we translate this.
We translate it.
So can we explain this scene?
So this is a developed city. Kids are trying to go to school with their teacher, who's
Yeah.
filming on a cell phone.
Yeah.
And what he's filming is he goes, this specific crosswalk, you have to stop for pedestrians. This
Well,
is
it's a zebra crossing as we call it, but a zebra crossing as you call it.
It's a zebra crossing. You have to stop for people that are crossing the road.
Obviously,
Right.
everyone knows that.
Everyone knows
around
this.
the entire world. It's the same.
Correct. Right.
Okay, so you got a bunch of little kids here. They're probably like 5 years old. They're about
Yes.
6 years old, maybe.
And what he did, he obviously does this every day. He gets tired of this. He goes, I want to count how many cars go by and basically try to run over these kids.
Yeah. So let's take a look. The kids are actually waving the cars to stop. They're
Yes.
making a big thing. So it's not like they're just invisible.
So the top one is small
没有一辆
normal
车
cars.
停。
Then it's like public use vehicles. So you have like buses.
等一下，这个
buses
车
Yeah,
是
buses. The second one is buses.
Then you have basically like
Yeah.
electric scooters. So they're
Yeah.
counting how
What
many
do you
people
eat?
are not stopping.
老子越不要跑。
Wait, don't go.
Yeah.
This is the teacher talking to the
Yeah.
student.
Look, taxis are just going past. Yeah, no one wants to stop for them.
学生等了这么久，没有
Waited
车
so
停下
long
来
and。no one will stop.
Yeah. Oh, then look,
So one kid just bites the bullet.
just runs in
he just
front.
takes off.
I think it's a girl.
Oh, sorry. She just takes
Take,
off.
take a look in front of a moving car, in front of a taxi, and that forces the taxi to actually stop.
Yes.
And then the rest run over.
That's how you do it. It's like you force them. Someone has to be a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, so the country's society in China is at this point where people are not willing to stop for a group of children who are trying to stop
Yes.
traffic to cross on a legal
Yes.
zebra crossing. And a child has to run out in front of moving traffic
Yes.
to actually get them to
start
stop.
it, to be the shepherd.
There are no laws.
No, there's no laws in China.
There's no, like, the laws are on paper, but
Oh.
nobody follows those laws.
There's laws if you protest against
Oh
the
yeah, if one of
government.
those kids over there held up a sign that said Xi Jinping step down, immediately the entire
child would-
police,
the
the
child
entire
would get it.
police force would be there in
Yes.
minutes. You know.
Yes, and the whole family would be disappeared.
Yes.
So the funny thing about this is this gets worse.
Yeah.
So he goes, this is a brand new thing they put up because this was such a big problem.
Yes.
The kids can go push a button.
Yeah.
And it will make a crosswalk thing to actually make a red light. The traffic light's already broken. When
Yeah.
you see these propaganda videos
Yeah.
that are showing China has these screens that tell you where to go and like automated traffic and like police robots and all this stuff. This stuff is made for propaganda and then stops working almost immediately because
Yes.
guess what? You can be impressed by lights and LCD screens, but Chinese quality sucks.
It's bad.
Made in China stuff sucks.
It does.
It hasn't gotten better. I don't know why people have this fantasy that it's like Japan.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Japan used to make bad cars like their little Hondas used to suck, but now they're good.
Yeah.
China sucks. The Chinese quality sucks.
It does. It still does. That's the problem. It really does.
已经坏了。
This gets even worse.
看
Okay.
一看，这里是人
People
让
make way
车，
for cars
还
or
是
vice
车让
versa,
人。
right?
Yeah. I mean, look, they don't stop, and there's kids.
You have to walk in.
You have to
oncoming
walk
traffic.
through the moving cars with little children waving their red
He
scarves.
was excited about that BMW. He's like,
Yeah.
they stop.
Yeah.
So look at this, right? So you're like, how could this get worse?
You have to be a meat shield.
You do.
I mean, you know.
You go, how could this get worse, right? Well, there's traffic police.
Yeah, the
okay?
police are
So he
there.
goes, they're stationed. They pulled up, right?
Yeah.
A concerned father runs over to
Yeah.
go, cops, listen.
Yeah.
These guys are trying to run over kids,
Yes.
right? Let's see what happens.
Okay.
这个好心大哥去跟他讲，他说不给他
Older
管。
dude's gonna go talk to the cops, but they don't. He's guessing they're not gonna care.
Yeah.
Comes back.
他们不管呀。
They don't care.
Nope, they don't care.
他说不给他们管。
He said the cops don't care. The cops didn't do anything about
So
it.
that's
They
it.
won't do
Like,
anything about it.
you've got three big police vans over there.
Yes.
And the guy actually went up and like, look, the children are being run over here, basically. And they're like, don't care.
No, because their only job actually is stability management. And
Yeah,
what
they
that
just
means
have to
is-
stand there.
is to make sure if they think why they would show up there is that people are getting upset and filming something. They want to make sure that information doesn't leave and cause
Yeah.
some sort of thing where people are like, government's bad. That's
Yeah.
the only
It's
concern.
the only reason. Quite literally, I think that clip, and I just want to hover.
It means
I
so
want
much.
to hover here for a minute. That clip shows a lot of what's wrong with Chinese society
In one
right
clip.
now. In one clip, the fact that they don't value the lives of children, and they don't value the law and rule of law and the road rules, and people's lives are just meaningless.
Yes.
The fact that you're willing to drive your car and not slow down even when you see children trying to cross the road, waving you down. Please, we want to cross.
And there's people that want to still cooperate with this government.
But you know what? This actually terrifies me because we've got children and they cross the roads, but they follow the road rules, right? Because you get taught in a developed country anyway that hey, if there's a crosswalk, a zebra crossing, and there are children there, you stop. It's got little flashy lights and stuff here as well, but you stop. You let the children go past. That's how it is. But what terrifies me is when you get people that come from China to come and live here and in the neighborhood start driving around. They're so used to the way they drive in China.
There's no law.
That what if your child is expecting a car to stop for them and they walk out in front, but the person who's just fresh off the boat from China is used to driving in China, they don't slow down and hit your kid. This terrifies me. Because
there's no rule of law.
Yeah, it absolutely terrifies me. And it makes me worry about just letting my kid cross the road.
Sure. And what's more concerning for from a global perspective is I think this clip is emblematic of doing anything where you expect China to do the right thing. You have one guy trying to do the right thing for his students and a dad that wants to do the right thing. And get these people to follow the damn law.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they can't even appeal to authority to let that happen, lest they be the bad guy.
Yeah.
So you see how this works. Chinese people can have the best of intentions and try to do the right thing, and they will constantly be smashed into the ground when that flower pops up over everyone else's head.
Yep.
It's such a bad system with a broken-ass authoritarian government that will only punish you if you speak out against the government, and everyone else gets scot-free with every other crime.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Bad. So I have drone footage of a city with lights on it.
Cool. Good
But
stuff.
you know what? It's still not a place I would ever want to raise a child. Having lived there for 14 years, having taught children, having lots of friends who have children, having family in China, I would never in a million years want to raise my child there. It's just
not
so
under that
dangerous.
government.
And that's a part of what I do when I make videos, and I'm sure you're the same, criticizing China, is because we want that to change.
Yes.
We want the people of China to not have to put up with this. I don't want those kids to have to run in front of moving cars.
No, it's wrong.
Every day.
That's morally
to get
wrong.
to school.
And I want the police to do something about it.
Yeah, and I think if you raise awareness about it and you point out these faults and stop trying to always say, what about America? Maybe, just maybe, we can embarrass the Chinese government into making real changes. What do you think?
Yeah.
Anyway, time to move on to slopaganda. I'm off my soapbox. Now time to get on to another one, because slopaganda is my favorite part of the day. And there's been a crazy amount of propaganda in recent, I'd say in the past year or so, trying to prove that China doesn't have any homeless people. Have you seen that?
I have seen that. It's saying we don't have any audio, so.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I don't believe it.
No, it's serious. I got a warning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear us?
Are we back?
Are
Our crazy
we here?
ventriloquist. Sound is messing up.
Okay. So, well, I'll get us here.
Give it a second. See if it can come back.
Can
Sound is
you
good.
hear
tell,
us?
Tell us when it's back. And yeah, sound is off.
Is it back? Yeah, that won't change it.
Yeah. Okay. We have. I hear you. Out of sync. Yes. No issues.
Okay, it's back.
You have audio. We're back.
I wonder why that happened. That's kind of
Says
interesting.
We're glitching.
We're glitching?
Yeah, we were.
Okay.
No issues
I
now.
think we're back. Okay,
cool.
Sorry about that, guys. Let's continue. It's slopaganda time. And as I was saying, for the past year or so, China has been trying incredibly hard to push this propaganda that there are no homeless people in China.
Okay.
Okay, and they've been using a lot of these fresh off the boat white monkey types.
Okay.
Let's have a quick look.
Why does China not have homeless people? Yes, Western media, China does not have homeless people.
Oh,
Well,
really?
it's like some modern footage.
This is actually just from this week.
Okay, so why are there no homeless people here in China?
I don't know.
Because
This
there's no
footage is-
homeless people here in China.
How about, again, the 10th? Do those people look housed to you?
No, it must be. What are you talking about?
Yeah, just happen to be lots of them, as usual.
It was this game they were playing.
Yes.
Called Lay Down at Night.
Yes, lay
There's no
down.
homeless people here in China.
How about, what? on the 18th, 2 days ago. About 2 days ago.
Yes, Western media, China does not have homeless people.
Well, explain to me what that is then.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because she told me it doesn't exist, so I'm having like some weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having some weird like dissonance.
So
Yes.
why are there no homeless people here in China?
Well, never mind that. Spoiler alert, there are homeless people in China.
Yes.
Lots of them. What was it, like 1 million or so, at least?
A
think this-
million? Bro, it's a lot more than 1 million homeless people in China.
I mean, in like one city. No. I'm just kidding. No, there are so many homeless people in China. It's
not documented.
Yeah. It isn't documented, but I've seen it.
Yes.
And I think what a lot of people get wrong is, well, okay, these propagandists out there that are making these videos, oh, look, there are no homeless people in China. Number one, they purposefully are avoiding, if they see a homeless person, they won't show it to you, right?
Correct.
But they're in the downtown areas. And China is brutal when it comes to cleaning up homeless people.
Yeah.
They will come there and they will hose them, okay, with fire hoses. They will take them, put them in vans and take them away. A lot of people are saying like, oh, China-based. No, it's not good. They take them, they just throw them outside the city or take them to a hometown and then they go live in smaller towns and smaller cities.
But then they just come back.
And they come back.
They do this every day.
So
and
they'll-
they don't always do that. That's
No.
bullshit. That's
No, they
only in
don't.
some select
Yes,
nice cities.
it's in the places where these foreigners go.
Yeah.
Because they know that's what they want to achieve.
But these foreigners are so full of shit. These
They are.
shills, they see homeless people all the
course they do.
time.
Of course
How
they
can you just see stuff and completely lie about it? It's absolutely ridiculous.
But you know, the problem is they don't understand Chinese. They
yeah,
don't,
but they know.
Sure. But think about it this way. If you're walking around in a city, right? Let's say I go to France, right?
Yeah.
I can't speak French. And I'm walking around and I see like a kind of a ratty dude sitting there on the side of the sidewalk or whatever doing something. In my mind, I don't know if he's homeless or not. I don't speak French. I don't know the local customs. You know, maybe he's homeless, maybe he's not. Maybe he's just a little bit ratty. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
hard to say.
Yeah.
If I see a busker doing something
Yeah.
or I don't know if that guy's homeless.
No.
It's hard to tell.
No.
So a lot of these people, they're probably seeing homeless and they don't know they're homeless. Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
that would make sense.
Because look, I hate to say this, but you see a lot of filthy people in China.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're walking around, I'm talking about like the people digging in the trash
Yeah.
to get the stuff. You'll get like a middle-aged woman or man carrying big sacks of rubbish or whatever to go
Naked dudes
recycle.
walking around.
You got naked guys pushing a cart all sweaty. They look filthy. So when you see a filthy homeless person, you might think it's just another one of those people that are
Like,
doing
manual labor,
Yeah,
yeah.
going around doing their menial job. You know what I mean? So there is that too.
Yeah, but you're giving way too much credit.
I
These
am-
people blatantly look at these homeless people and then make videos and say there's not.
Yeah, I know. I
You're
know.
being,
I mean,
like,
they're
so nice.
They're evil.
That's
they're
just
evil.
bad.
But I'm trying to give.
She's seen homeless people.
Of course, I'm just trying to give some of these people benefit of the doubt. Like when they're fresh off the boat.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, well, either way, there are tons of homeless people. Had to get
Yeah.
that out of the way. Let's talk about another little bit of funny propaganda here. Your favorite movie of all time, Avatar. What is it? It's like stretched Smurfs.
I don't know why. I don't want to piss anyone off, but I freaking just cannot stand Avatar. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Right,
The
right.
cartoon. Fantastic show. China is the Fire Empire.
Yes, they are.
I do not like this.
Right.
But that's not what we're here to talk about.
No.
We're here to talk about these mountains in Zhangjiajie. This is where Avatar was filmed, part of it.
And a lot of it was based on this idea.
Yeah. So you got these floaty ass mountains, right?
They look very cool. Very, very awesome.
And they set up these bridges.
Yeah.
This is some state media for you. They set up bridges where they fake crack.
Yeah, it's funny though, isn't it? It is.
And it's
Yeah.
these people freak out.
So they
right?
basically have like a transparent LCD in there. And
Yes.
It just creates, like, wherever the pressure is, it creates a fake crack.
Yes. I just wanted to show some of this. And it makes like a sound. They have like a little speaker
Yeah.
of cracking. Very funny. And these bridges are, they scare people or whatever, but it's funny. People that are scared of heights don't want to look down them, right? These glass bridges or whatever, right? But unfortunately,
Occasionally they do. That's a poor tourist guy is holding on for dear life.
dude, that is broken. This
Yes.
is so when we showed you, the funny LCD screen or whatever is cracking or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They actually do.
They do sometimes.
They do.
Yeah.
And so it's not funny anymore, especially if you knew that they fall apart and that tourists fall through them.
Yeah.
When you do the gag cracking screen thing, I think the humor's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're here to talk about not just that. We're here to talk about this is one of the most famous tourist areas of all of China.
Yes, and everybody knows about it because of Avatar. And it's one of those places that all the travel vloggers go to, paid or unpaid. They go there anyway.
America doesn't have this, but China does. America doesn't have this.
You're right. America doesn't have that amount of pollution.
America doesn't have this, but China does.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, Apple Boy.
Yes.
Is he Apple Boy?
He's Apple Boy.
So let's go back to
Okay.
Zhangjiajie,
Yeah.
where they have some of these glass bridges. You get some shills doing it. Those mountains look beautiful, but what you don't see is what actually happens.
It turns out that the local government has been dumping garbage into the caves. Because you got these beautiful, I guess, the limestone caves or whatever they have there.
这个应该是政府专门用来填垃圾的一个溶洞吧？啊，有
I mean, look at how much garbage is being tossed down there.
It's mountains.
It's like
It's Lajishan.
you've got this beautiful scenic spot.
有没有去过 Lajishan?
Yeah, 去过好多次. You know what I mean?
啊，基本上有个从洞底到上面应该有5-6层楼，那
It's
么
you
高
can just
吧
see how it's been thrown down there for a long time.
Oh, it's just accumulating.
果然，溶洞很适合丢垃圾啊。
China's most proud,
Yeah,
Prepare
pristine,
to-
beautiful landscape.
beautiful Avatar Mountains is just caves.
It's just a garbage dump.
It's caves full of
And
garbage
good morning
mountains.
Yes.
from the beautiful Zhangjiajie.
Isn't that cool?
I
Because
love that he said it wrong.
he mispronounced it, but he pronounced it right because Zhang means dirty.
He said dirt. So he said he's speaking Chinese poorly.
Yes.
And he said quite literally, instead of Zhangjiajie, he
Yes.
said dirty fake world.
Yes, welcome.
I mean, that's
Dude.
perfect.
Yes, so fresh.
So fresh.
National Forest Park.
Yeah. But guess what? It doesn't only happen in Zhangjiajie.
It does
Okay.
not.
This is a completely different part of the province.
Funan, yeah.
看一下
These
这个
are
垃
famous
圾，
tourist
洞
caves.
口就在下面，我
Yeah,
们拿
take a
无人
look.
机去看一
These
下啊。
concerned
看一下这
citizens
个
are like,
洞
what have we
洞口是什么
found?
情
Yeah, so
况
they're flying a drone. This is a completely different area.
Yeah, totally unrelated.
我们现在
Yeah.
准备下洞啊！
这里，
这个都发热了。
快点下。
现在来到了这个垃圾堆，我不带这个我根本没法呼吸。
This is poetic for China.
Yeah.
Is it not?
看一下这个垃圾有多大，而且
Mountains of
下面还有
garbage.
地下爱河。你看下面还有河流，但是这个河流已经被
Can you see that the water is going through there? See the river?
Yes.
The underground river is
See.
running
这个
through
垃
this
圾给
garbage.
全部给被垃圾给污染了。还有人住啊！我的看，怎么住在这个垃圾堆里面
People
呢？
are living in
There's
there.
homeless,
天
there's
呀
homeless people.
我
Yeah.
靠！你看还有铲
There's
子，
no homeless people in China. Sorry.
No.
还有箱子，但是这个箱子已经打开了，难道已经找到了他们？看一下，这个钟乳
Been burning.
石
Yep.
变成碳了。
I mean, can you imagine to disrespect the environment that much? You've got a beautiful area, beautiful environmental area, and you literally turn it into a garbage dump. You know what I mean? And that's what China does to the oceans
No,
too.
you're wrong.
What?
China is the eco leader of the world.
Oh, right.
Green
right.
leader.
Green technology. Yeah, that's
What
right.
is this gaslight?
Yeah, it's such
is-
nonsense
This
rubbish.
is not my world.
No.
Support
Yes,
it.
exactly. All right, let's get into worldview. Speaking of that, this is where we talk about everything in the world, specifically with regards to China. Let's get back on the rails here and take a look at people fleeing from Iran.
Yes. So Tehran, Iran. You guys have probably seen this. I did not say Duran, Duran.
I know,
said
it sounded
Tehran,
like that.
Iran. People leaving Tehran because of the current conflict happening with Israel. and
Smart.
Iran. Smart. Maybe they get in their smart car. Anyway, just giving you a little blip to bring you to this part of the world.
Yes.
It's not in China, but we're going to make this related to China because I have been seeing some absolute ridiculous takes on this from both sides. I have seen people say one of two things that are opposing my opinion.
Right.
I have seen people saying that China isn't supporting Iran at all. They're not. They just can't. They just can't. They don't want to get involved in that.
You've
Right?
been
These
seeing
are
people say that.
These are people that oppose China.
Right.
They're saying they can't. They just can't get involved. Right. And then I see the other side being like, yo, so Iran good because Israel bad, right?
Yeah.
And so China must be supporting Iran because I like the Chinese government, right? So Chinese government is going to help out their ally, right?
Yeah.
So there's two opinions of China is helping, right? But they're helping because they're ideologically in line with Iran, right? And then there's China's definitely not helping because China will be screwed if they help, right? I think both of these are wrong.
Correct.
Completely wrong. What China is doing is not overtly saying we are helping Iran, right? What they're doing is helping them in the propaganda war. And we have to stop beating around the bush here. If World War III is happening or if it's going to happen, this is going to be a war of opinion and it's going to be a war of social media and stuff.
Yes.
So just to say that only weapons matter and social media doesn't matter is completely like an archaic, ridiculous viewpoint.
Oh, yeah. The information war is real.
I went on the Chinese internet and it only has pro-Iran propaganda.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all,
Only.
here you've got CGTN.
Yes.
Showing off a photo of the wreckage of an Israeli F-35 fighter jet was released on social media by Iran's whatever. Here's the thing. The F-35 is like the most advanced fighter jet that's out in public at the moment from the US. But it turns out that CGTN has shared, as usual, a fake picture, on behalf of Iran.
Well, because they're supporting.
This is 100%
in propaganda.
Yeah, 100% a fake picture. It's been completely debunked. Everything about it is wrong. The tail, fin is the wrong way round. The markings are wrong. The afterburners engaged and the engine is still on, even though it's crashed. That kind of stuff. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. And China's spreading that on behalf of Iran.
That wasn't on the amplifier media.
That's CGTN.
That's their top dog English media.
Yes, that is China's top state media.
Yes.
Now, this has been hilarious because Iran claimed it shut down an Israeli F-35. The IDF is unaware of any losses because there weren't any. But, they put out this is another thing debunking the photo that they put out.
Right.
But, man, these stupid AI things that have been, by the way, released officially by Iran.
And China.
Yes.
So China's not releasing these officially. They're using amplifier channels.
Yes.
And I found the Chinese internet littered with this stuff.
Yeah, so this is apparently a B-2 that they shot down. Not AI at all. The fact that it's like freaking massive in comparison to the people as well.
How big does China and Iran think that B-2 bombers are? How big do they think it is?
Apparently the size of a Star Destroyer. Just look at these pictures that are being released.
So I found these on Douyin.
Yeah.
I found this on Douyin too.
Yeah, they released this.
What? Do they not understand perspective? Like Chinese TikTok on these pro-Iran accounts run by like government CCP amplifiers.
Yeah, this where they're stroking an
AI. This is fake.
Okay, yeah, AI nuclear thing. I just don't know what they're trying to do here.
What are you trying to say? Anyway,
yeah.
This is not about Israel versus Iran. This is about China doing propaganda on behalf of Iran, by the way.
This was hilarious because, again, Iran released this image saying that...
And Chinese amplifiers, too.
Yes. They shot down an F-35, and this was the official image that was released, which, of course, is AI, by the way. If you look at the size. So people were clowning on this because that's the real size of an F-35, right? Yeah. It's not that big.
Not even, what is that, 10 times bigger?
I mean, look at the size of the cockpit compared to the people. You could fit probably like most of those people in that cockpit.
It's like a building.
Yeah, it's huge. I guess they hadn't seen it, so they're like, yeah, don't mock. The pilot has been taken prisoner.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. I do like that.
Iran and China duping, like putting this stuff out on the internet for propaganda is nuts to me.
So people have been clowning on this and making all these like ridiculous memes about, oh no, Iran shot down a giant squid, or Iran shut down a giant falafel. Iran shut down the Barney. Yeah, Iran
Macy's
claims they
parade.
shut down the Barney balloon at the Macy's parade in 1997. They're shooting down cat girls and shooting down an Eggs Benedict.
Damn,
Iran has shut
looks
down a
good.
giant Eggs Benedict. That does actually look pretty good, even though it's AI.
Yeah.
And new satellite images of the F-35 shut down over Iran. It's like the size of a country. It's just kind of funny.
I like the clowning. Saturn.
Yeah, they
my
shut down
goodness.
Saturn. Yeah,
Oh.
what's next?
Wow.
Yeah, can't believe Iran shut down this
no.
F-35.
Oh no, Star Destroyer. So
Yeah.
I would play this for a second.
Okay.
So I'm watching these viewpoints, and I'll say traditionally, you got some older guys on the right
Yeah.
saying like China's definitely not going to help Iran.
Yeah.
Like there's no way they can't, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of those people understand that information warfare is so important nowadays.
Yeah.
Because literally all I'm seeing is propaganda in support of Iran, using AI, disparaging anyone that's opposed to Iran, cheering Iran on.
Yeah, this is all from the Chinese
is
internet, what you're
Chinese
seeing
internet.
here. From Douyin, which is China's TikTok.
They're getting AI reporters, and they're not putting these. You know how they showed the AI plane on CGTN? That's an official media. What
Yes.
they're doing is, I think people are misunderstanding.
By the way, they're using video game footage again.
video game footage
Yeah.
to show Iran's military success.
Yes.
Right. Supporting Iran's leadership. Right. Doesn't matter where you stand on this. What matters is China is involved.
Yes.
And you can say that they're not involved, but they are involved. This
are.
is 2025. Information warfare is a thing.
Oh, by the way, they've got Iranian citizens who speak Chinese, living in
Yes.
China, to
And,
make
and in Iran.
to make propaganda.
On behalf of
Yeah, on behalf
the Iranian
of
government.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's happening is, the official channels, CGTN, China Daily and stuff, aren't putting these things out. But, China is like one of the lowest ratings of press freedom and freedom of speech in the world.
Yes.
So anything that exists on the Chinese internet is endorsed by the government.
Correct.
And the fact that it's almost only this stuff when you look up Iran means that China is helping Iran.
Yeah, and it's all pro-Iran.
These are amplifier channels in support of the Iranian government in this conflict. So
Yes.
China is involved. I don't know
100%.
why people are claiming that they're not involved.
They're involved in the information warfare, pushing propaganda on Iran's behalf and doing propaganda for Iran. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can find it all over the media. One thing that's very sad, by the way, is the fact that Israel did destroy the last remaining F-14s that were in active service.
Great plane.
Yeah,
Beautiful plane.
I'm very sad about that. My favorite plane. Yeah. Oh well, had to
You can
happen.
go to the museum.
Yeah, but they were flying still. They
You
were
could
still
make a museum
active.
plane fly.
Yeah, it's not that easy. These, you got to keep them maintained. Anyway,
Yeah, well, we don't
kinda
need to
sad.
show any more of this. Anyway, this to the Chinese internet is chock full of
It's
Iran support.
I'll fast forward some of this nonsense.
Yeah,
Oh.
you get the idea.
Oh wait, but there is something we have to talk about before
There
we
is.
continue.
So, here's the deal. I keep also seeing people denying that China's helping Iran because they just can't afford to get involved in this conflict and America's going to shut them down and all this stuff. What's this? What's this?
Here's the thing. China did send planes into Iran, okay? These mystery transport planes. And they turned their transponders off, and they also falsely claimed that they were going to Luxembourg.
Yeah.
They ended up in Iran.
They turned off their transponder. Why would you turn off your
So
transponder?
here's the thing. You could probably argue that, maybe they're just there to pick up their embassy staff to get them away from the war zone or something. But then why are you turning your transponder off? Wouldn't you be public about it?
That's a very normal thing to do in a
So
war.
look, there are lots of people speculating what they could have bought on those planes. Could be nuclear.
3 times now. 3 cargo planes.
Could be nuclear weapons.
Who knows? Let's
I'm
not
saying
jump the
it could be. It could be food supplies.
It could be anything.
It
It could
could
be
be-
Barney balloons.
Yeah. and So I'm just saying there are speculations.
Yes.
People are speculating. But at the end of the day, why are you turning your transponders off? Why are you being sneaky like you are when you go outfishel the seas in territorial waters?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on? It's not cool. Keep an eye on this, guys. It's sus.
For sure.
Yeah.
And again, it's their ally.
Yeah, for sure.
Iran and China are allies, right?
Yeah.
This is just some of the deets you can go read below as
Oh, we do
Actually,
have-
you know what? A really good thing to bring up here is we talked about this stuff in really big detail in the green room.
In the green room.
So remember, we have a pre-show called The Green Room. It's on patreon.com/ADV podcast.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Where half an hour before the show at 4:30 EST, we talk about one topic in depth. Today we talked about drone warfare, the current situation of geopolitics with Iran, Russia, China, North Korea. It was a great topic.
Yep.
Really good insight there. A little scary, but you're going to want to be there. We're going to do that before every show.
Yeah.
Every tier gets that, even the entry level tier.
Yes, exactly. Now, what about this? This China loses big in Israel-Iran conflict. Can you give us a elevator pitch?
Yeah, for sure. So if China does get involved, right, and even if they don't, they lose. I'll tell you why.
Okay. All right.
They need Iran's oil. Iran can't really sell too much oil because of sanctions, because they're an enemy of a lot of places, right? Here's the deal. China kind of knew that Iran's kind of an enemy, but are political, ideologically in line with Iran, so they've always backed them up. Sure. And they also see themselves as the arbitrator of peace. They see someone like Trump as destabilizing for the world. So they say, we're going to go in there and be the stabilizers of the world. We may be an authoritarian country, we're going to go in there and make everyone friends again.
Yeah.
So they go in there and they say, Iran, Saudi Arabia, enemies, you're friends now. Do this, do this, do this. And everyone's like, oh, China's the new stabilizing force.
I think China's trying to be a knockoff USA.
They are, right?
You know.
So what happens in the end
Yeah.
is that they go, we've just arbitrated so much peace in the world, we're the new global. They're trying to be big boys when they're not big boys yet, right?
It's just their neo-colonial hegemonic nonsense that they're
Correct.
up to. Yeah.
So when something like this happens, like Israel attacking Iran, it disrupts every single thing that they've done.
Yeah.
It literally undid all of that. And now everyone is not even talking about China in this conversation anymore.
Yeah.
They've lost any sort of supremacy they had in the Middle East.
Yeah.
/ anywhere where there's conflict where they try to arbitrate peace. Number two, they need Iranian oil.
That's the biggest thing. They need the oil.
The Strait of Hormuz, right? They have to get the oil through. They have to get supplies through there. If that gets cut off because of the war and the U.S. gets involved, China's just lost a massive chunk of its energy supply. The economy's already tanking in China. They need all the support they can get, and they get dirt cheap oil and dirt cheap energy from Iran because Iran needs to sell it to them at a massive discount.
It doesn't China like buy 90% of their oil or something?
Yeah.
Like most of it?
Most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I see how they could lose out. Well, that was a very good elevator pitch, especially if you had 100 floors in a building.
It wasn't that long.
I'm pretty sure you could make it to the 100th floor.
Well, I apologize to everyone that didn't want to hear about that.
No, I think it's good. I'm not saying it was bad. Don't get me wrong.
And a couple articles that you can read.
Which we do have linked down below.
We do.
And we'd like to remind everybody, we have merch. And it's kind of important. I'll tell you why. We have a limited edition shirt.
Yes.
Which is the Pick Up the Bike shirt, which I'm going to kind of pause this ad for a second here, guys, because I'd like you to pay attention, and I specifically did this to what's in the background. Right over there. Can you see it?
See that bike?
You see how everybody walks past this bike for like hours? So you could watch this video and it goes on for hours and nobody ever picks up that bike.
You could.
And we don't stand for that because here on the China Show, we say, do the right thing, pick up the bike. And that's what this limited edition Pick Up the Bike shirt is all about.
This is not AI slap. This was hand-drawn by Dragonilla, an in-house artist that we have on the China Show. She did all the designs that you see by hand with her own design. This is not AI slap. We hate that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So this tells you to do the right thing.
Fantastic. These are good quality shirts, not made in China.
Nope.
You can choose from many different types of fabrics. You can also choose the color, of course, and size.
And there's sweatshirts and zip-ups.
Yes.
And all kinds of different stuff. And stickers.
Yeah. And these are some of the designs we have. We have
ABP.
the ABP, which I'll play for you here.
That's the people that want America to fail at all costs, whether
Yes.
they're on the left or right.
In whataboutism we trust, yes. Slopaganda, of course, resist slopaganda, and this is all propaganda coming out of China is pretty much slopaganda. And this limited edition Pick Up the Bike, this is going to be one of the last opportunities
It's almost
you
done.
get.
It's almost done. And we got stickers.
We got a fantastic design coming to replace it soon.
Some people we've seen have been cropping up in cities.
It's fantastic.
Around the
It's
world.
Really, really cool.
So consider buying multiple different sizes of this sticker and putting them in high traffic areas.
Yeah, do it responsibly.
Not telling you to
responsibly.
vandalize, but if you did, it'd probably be fine if you'd made that choice yourself.
Yeah, it's totally, we would never encourage anyone to do that. Just
But if you did,
responsibly
oops.
get the message out there. You know, like
Yeah.
for instance, I stuck one on the tank of my bike.
There you go.
You know,
Perfect.
So when people come to, like, I don't know, vandalize my bike in a parking lot,
They
they'll
go,
see,
"Oh, I
a
wonder what
sticker.
that
Yeah, I
is."
think I'll scan that.
Yes.
You know,
And
something
it
like that.
Takes you to our channel.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a good way to get the word out.
Yeah.
Grassroots.
So please head on over to our Threadless store, which is thechinashow.threadless.com, and pick up the bike shirt while you still can.
Yes, and gift it to someone.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Time for us to hit Yum Cha, everybody. That is our Q&A section where we answer your questions and you question our answers. It's Friday. I hope everybody is relaxed and enjoying their Friday, or at least are going to enjoy their weekend. Time to loosen the tie, crack open a nice cold beer or have a nice beverage of your choice.
Yes.
And let's answer the questions. And by the way, we'll catch you guys who are not watching live, not watching on the weekend. We'll see you next week because we cut out the Q&A on Monday.
But patrons
Stay
at
awesome.
any tier get the Q&A
The full thing.
intact.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, another